Welcome grade 1 to today's science class. Today we are going to do unit 3, lesson 3 review. We are going to revise the lesson 3. It is about how are animals different. So we are going to see how animals are different from one another. And then today's date is 13 10 2020 and the day is Tuesday and the pages will be 107 to 115. So we are going to see how animals are different from each other. So let's start.
Welcome to the lesson, How are animals different? The vocabulary words for this lesson are mammal, bird, fish, reptile, amphibian, and insect. Click each word to find out more about it.
So in this lesson, you're going to learn the vocabularies or the words that you're going to know in this lesson. The first word is the mammal. So you are going to learn what is a mammal, then bird, fish, reptile, amphibian, insect. So now repeat with me. What are the words that you're going to learn? Mammal, bird, fish, reptile, amphibian, insect. So these are the 6 words that we are going to learn in this lesson.
All animals must eat to live. Some eat plants, and some eat other animals. They have special parts to help them find and eat food, like mouths, teeth, or claws. Animals also have special body parts for moving, like legs, fins, or tails. And all animals can reproduce. Some hatch from eggs, and some are born without eggs. Click each animal group to see an example of that group.
So now different animals, they look different, they move different, they eat different. So different animals are different from each other. So we are going to see the type of the group, how animals are classified or how animals are grouped together. So let's see the first one we have. It is about the fish.
Fish live in water. They use fins to move. Fish have gills to take in oxygen. Most fish have scales.
So here, where do the fishes live? We all know that fishes, they live in water. And how do they breathe? They breathe through gills. They have gills on the side of their face here. You can find the gills. They breathe through gills. And also look at their body. They have a scale body. The small lines on their body, these are called the scale body. So fish, they live in water. Fishes live in water. They breathe through gills and they have their body type. They have scales on their body. So these are the features of a fish. Now let's see one more.
Mammals, like deer, bears, and people, have fur or hair. Most have live young. Young mammals drink milk from their mother's body.
So here we have one more group. It is called the mammals. So how you know this animal, it is a mammal or a fish? By looking at them. For example, for the mammals, look at their body. You can see a lot of hair and fur on their body. So you know that this is a mammal. And also, they give birth to the young ones. They give birth to the live young. They don't lay eggs. So they give birth to the live young. And also they have fur on their body and they live on land and some live in water. But the young ones, they drink or they get their milk from their mother's body. They get the milk from their mother's body. So now you know the difference between the fish and the mammal. Fish, they live in water, they have scale body, and they breathe air through gills. The mammals, they have fur on their body, they give birth to the young ones, and young ones drink milk from the mother's body. So now you know the difference, how the animals are grouped together. Yes, let's see one more group of animals.
All birds have wings, although not all birds can fly. Birds have feathers. Birds' beaks are specially shaped to help them get the food they need to live.
So one more group of animal we have is the bird. So but birds, they have feathers. You can see here the white, this bird, it has white feathers and also the black. So it is the feather, and also they have wings so that they can fly. So now all the birds, they have feathers and they have wings. But not all birds can fly. Only some birds can fly. So let me give you an example of a penguin. So you all have seen a penguin, right? So penguin, it has fur, it has feathers, but it cannot fly. But still it is called a bird. Penguin is also a bird, but it cannot fly. So now you know the difference, how it is classified. The first we have fish. It lives in water. It breathes air through gills. It has scales. Then we have mammals. They have fur body, give birth to the live young, and the young, it drink milk from mother's body. And then we have the bird. Bird, they have feathers and wings so that they can fly, but not all birds can fly. Only some birds can fly. So now you know the difference between the different animals. There are some more animals. Let's see.
Amphibians spend part of their life on land and part of it in water. They have smooth, wet skin. Amphibians lay eggs.
So now about the amphibian. What do you know about the amphibian? First, look at their body. They have wet skin. It is not the body like the fish. They have scales on their body, and the body of the mammal, they have fur. But now the amphibians, their body is wet, and they can live both. They can live on land and also they can live in water because they have gills and also they have lungs to breathe on land. So the animals, those who live in water, they need gills to breathe. With lungs, you cannot live in water. You die. So the animals that have gills can live in water, and the animals, those who have lungs, can live on land. So the frog, it has both. It can live on land and also it can live in water. So now it is an amphibian. It lays egg. And where does it lays its egg? It lays the egg in the water. And the baby eggs and the small eggs, they live in the water. And when they grow big, like the frog, they come out of the water. So these are the amphibian features of amphibian. What is it? Amphibian's body, it is wet and they can live both on land and on water, and they lay egg. So again, I will revise with the fish. So what does the fish have? They have scale body. And what about the mammal? They have fur body. The bird, they have feathers and wings. And the amphibians, their body is wet. So these are the different animals, how they are categorized or how they are different from each other. Now let's see one more group of animals.
Scaly skin helps protect reptiles from harm. Some reptiles move around on legs, but snakes slither along the ground. Most reptiles lay eggs.
So now the body of a reptile. So let's see how the body of a snake it is. Now look at the body of the snake. It is same like the fish. So it is the scale body. They have a scale body, but their body is dry. It is very dry. It is not wet. Their skin is very dry. Their body is scaled body. And some reptiles, they can walk on their leg, and some, they slither or they crawl on the ground. They move along the ground. And the reptiles, they lay egg. So the reptiles, they lay egg the same like the amphibians, but they are different. Amphibians have wet body, and the reptiles, they have dry body. Now let's see the last group of animal.
Some insects fly. Others walk on 6 legs. Insects have 3 body parts.
So now it is about the insect. So when you know it is an insect by looking at its body, it has 3 body parts and 6 legs. So all insects, they have 6 legs and 3 body parts. And some insects, they can fly, and some they walk or they crawl. So now here we have a butterfly. So it has 3 body parts and it has 6 legs. Do you all have seen a spider? Right, yes. So spider, it has 8 legs, and it is not an insect. It is small like an insect, but it is not an insect because it has 8 legs. An insect, it has only 6 legs. So remember, only the insect, it has 6 legs and 3 body parts. So it is called the insects. So now let's move on.
There are many kinds of animals on Earth. They have different ways of moving, eating, breathing, and having young. But some groups of animals share the same features. Think about what you know about animals. What animals have the same features? If they are alike in some ways, they may be part of the same group. Can you tell which animals can be put together in the same group? Click the pieces to make a match. There should be 2 animals in each group.
So we have a picture of the animals here which belong to the same group, that is the mammal, the reptile, the amphibians, the bird or a fish or insect. So let's see the pictures and let's match who has the same features like each other. The first one. So what is it? It's a fish. So let's find one more fish in this picture. Is this the fish? No, it is not the group. So it turned around. Now let's see one more. Is it the same? No. Is it the same? No. We have to find a fish. Is it the same? No, it don't belong to the same group. We are finding the fish who lives in water, who can breathe with the gills, and who has a scale body. So where is the fish? So the last one, yes, look at it. It's a fish, and also the first one, it's a fish. So it is a match. They belong to the same group. They breathe with gills, they have scale body, and they live in water. These are the categories of a fish. Now let's see one more. Now what is a monkey? Is it a mammal? Is it an amphibian, or is it an insect? It is a mammal because it has fur on its body or hair on its body, and it gives birth to the young one. So let's find the same animal which has the same features like the monkey. One more mammal. Is this a mammal? No. Is this a mammal? No, it's wrong. Is this a mammal? Yes, cow is a mammal. It also has fur on its body and it gives birth to the young one. So they are the same group of animal. Yes, now let's move on to the next picture. What is this? It is a lizard and it is a reptile. So let's find one more reptile which is same as is. So what are the features of a reptile? They have dry skin, they lay egg, and they crawl and they can walk. So let's see one more reptile. Is this a reptile? No. 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 Is this a reptile? No. Is this a reptile? Yes, it matches with the snake. So the lizard and the snake, they are the group of reptiles. They are called the reptiles because they have dry skin and scale. Now, these two have already matched. These are the insects because they have three body parts and they have six legs. So these are the insects. So now we have to find the bird which has the feather and which has wings. So let's see. Is this the bird? No. Is this the bird? Yes, we got it right. So they have feathers and they have wings. Now the last two, these are the
Great job!
amphibians.
The animals in these pictures look very different. But if you look closely, some of them share the same features.
So now all the animals, they are different from each other. You can see they have different shape, they have different colors, they have different size. But some features are the same. Like I have said you, the fish, they have the same features that they live in water. They have scale body and they have gills. So they are same. And about the birds, they have feather, they have wings, so they are same. The reptile, they have wet body, they lay egg, so they are same, the reptiles. And then the reptiles, they have the dry skin, they crawl, and also they have scale body. And the insects, they are same because they have three body parts and six legs. So these are the group of animals. They look different, but they are same in some similar ways.
All birds and mammals have one thing in common. They must keep their bodies warm all the time. But birds and mammals are also very different from each other. Click these special features to learn more about them.
So now here we have two animals. One is the cow and then is the bird. Cow, it is a mammal. Why it is a mammal? Look at its body. It has hair, fur, and it has the young one, that is the baby cow. So it is a mammal. By looking at these two features, we know that this animal is a mammal. Now we have the bird. So bird, it has wings, it has feathers, and also it lays egg. It does not give birth to the young ones. After the egg hatches, there is a young one. But it starts with an egg. But the cow, they directly give birth to the young ones. So these are the mammals and the birds, how they are different from each other.
All fish live in water. They have special features that help them survive there. Fish live in water and have fins for swimming. The temperature of their body changes when the temperature of the water changes. Click each picture to learn more about their special features.
So this category is of the fish. We are going to see what are the features of the fish that makes them look similar to the same group.
Fins help fish swim through the water to find food or reach safety.
So fishes, how do they swim in water? How do they balance themselves in water? They have fins. As you can see here in the picture, these are the fins of a fish which helps them to move in water. So fishes, they swim with the help of a fin or fins. Let's see one more feature of a fish.
Gills help a fish take in oxygen from the water.
So you have seen about the fin, that fishes, they have fins so that they can swim in water, and now they have gills. You have studied about the gills, that it is on the side of the fish and it helps them to breathe.
When the water gets colder, the body of a fish gets colder too.
So the first one you have seen about the fins, that the fins help the fish to swim. And then you have seen the gills. They have the gills so that they can breathe in the water. And then the body temperature of the fish, it changes with the body temperature of the water. If the water is cold, the fish becomes cold. If the water is warm, the fish also changes its body temperature to warm. So this is how they change the body temperature. So now you know the features of the fish. They have fins, they have gills, and they can change the body temperature.
Insects come in so many shapes and sizes. A fly looks very different from a ladybug. It's hard to tell they are in the same group of animals. But although they look very different, all insects share a few special features. Click each picture to find out what these features are.
So now we are going to see the features of the insect, which are the same for all the insects.
Insects have a hard outer shell for protection.
So the first one, they have a hard outer covering which protects it. And also let me show you the three body parts of a insect. As you can see here, it's divided. So this is one, then you have two, and then this is the three body parts. So the first, it is called the head, then it is called the thorax, and then it is called the abdomen. So you will learn this in the higher grades, but these are the three body parts of a insect. And also it has hard outer covering. Now the next feature.
Insects have 6 legs. Some are used for walking or climbing, and some are used for grabbing and holding food.
So now the one more feature of an insect, what is it? Let me show you again the three body parts. This is, look where its eyes are. This is the head part. This is the thorax, and down it is the abdomen. So these are the three body parts of an insect, and they have 6 legs. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3. They have on the other side, 1, 2, and 3. So that is 6. They have 6 legs. So the first feature, they have hard covering, and now they have legs, 6 legs, so that they can walk, climb, grab, they can hold the things or hold the food together. So these are the features of an insect.
The body of an insect has 3 segments or sections.
So now I have shown you the 3 sections. What are they? It is the head, it is the thorax, and then it is the abdomen. So these are the 3 body parts of a grasshopper. Here it is an insect, so they have 3 body parts and 6 legs. You can see here the legs, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it is have 5, and the other side it has one more, that is 6. So they have 6 legs and 3 body parts. So they are called the insect.
Reptiles and amphibians are 2 kinds of animals that sometimes look very much the same, but they have many important differences. Let's look at reptiles first. Click the labels to learn about the features of reptiles.
So now you have seen about the fish. They have fins, gills, and they can change the body temperature. And then you have seen about the insect. They have three body parts, they have hard body covering, and also they have six legs. Now you're going to see about the reptile. So, what does the reptile have? Even they have the body temperature, they can change the body temperature. They have scales on their body, same like the fish. They have claws and they can lay eggs. So, this is the feature of a reptile. These are the things that reptile can do or reptile has.
Now let's look at some of the features of amphibians. How are they different from reptiles? How are they the same? Click the labels to learn about their special features.
So now we are seeing about the amphibians. That amphibian, look at their skin. They have smooth skin or wet skin. And even they can change the body temperature. If the water is cold, they change their body to the cold. If the water is warm, they change their body to become warm. And these are the eggs that lay in the water. These are the eggs of the amphibian or of the frog.
We learned about some features that all animals share. All animals can reproduce and have special parts for doing different things, like moving from place to place. What is something else that all animals do? Click your answer.
Now, here there are some things that all animals can do. We have to choose which is the correct answer. Now, do all animals eat? Yes or no? You have studied in the previous lesson what are the needs of an animal. Animals need, what are they? Air, water, food, and shelter. So, eat means what? It is food. So, is food important for all the animals to live? Yes.
That's correct. All animals eat food to live. Some eat plants. Some animals eat other animals.
So we have seen here there is eat, fly. Fly only the bird can fly, not all animals. Then build a nest. Again, the bird. Only the bird builds the nest, not all animals. And then walk. Only some animals can walk. Fish, they don't walk, they swim. So these are the features only some animals can do. But eat, all the animals they need food and they need to eat. So this is the features that all animals do.
Remember the different animal groups we learned about? They are listed here. Drag each animal group to the picture of the animal that belongs to it. You've learned a lot about how animals are different. Before we finish, let's take a quick look at the main points you covered. Mammals have fur or hair, have live young, and drink milk from their mothers. They must keep their bodies at the same warm temperature even when it gets cold. Birds have feathers covering their bodies. They have wings to fly and beaks to get food. All birds lay eggs. Fish have fins to swim and gills to take in oxygen. Their body temperature changes when the water changes temperature. Insects have an outer shell for protection. They have 3 body segments and 6 legs for moving or holding food. Reptiles and amphibians lay eggs. Their body temperature changes when the air temperature changes. And amphibians' temperature can change when the air or water they are in changes temperature. Now that you've finished this lesson, if you wish, you can go back and review.
So now the mammals, what are the features of the mammals that you have studied in lesson? That mammals have fur, they have fur or hair on their body, They give birth to the live young and they drink milk from their mother's body. And also, they keep the same temperature, they don't change. Like the fish or the amphibians, they don't change, they keep the same temperature. Even it is cold, they have to keep their body warm. And then it is the birds. So what does the birds have? They have feathers, they have wings, they have beak, and they lay eggs. Then you have seen about the fish. Where do the fishes live? Yes, so fishes, they live in water, they cannot live on land. And how do they breathe? They breathe with gills. And how do they swim? They swim with fins. Their body temperature can change. They can change their body temperature like the water, but the mammals, they don't change the body temperature. They have to keep it warm. Then it is the insect. So how many parts, how many body parts does the insect have? Remember, they have 3 body parts and 6 legs. And they have a outer shell which protects them. Then the body temperature of a reptiles and amphibians change when the air or water changes. So the body of the fish changes temperature. The same, the body of the reptiles and animals and the amphibians, they change when the air or water changes. So now you have studied how the animals are different from each other. So that's all for today's class. We have reviewed this lesson, revised this lesson again, and if there is any doubt, you can ask me.